We are live. Yay. It's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with the real John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing great, and it's awesome to be with you again after the short break that we had.
Right, right. You're looking great, by the way. Really good.
I'm feeling pretty dang good.
Yeah,
I'm tired from working so hard,
yeah.
um, trying to get things going, but I'm feeling really good.
Awesome. Awesome news. So, I thought what we would do is just kind of review your website and talk about the general story again. I think there's probably going to be more new people watching these videos as time goes on. So, for those that don't know, we've already talked for we've talked for almost a year. Do you believe that? But,
Yeah. Um, it's Robin's birthday tomorrow, and we were
oh,
just talking about it. Bless her heart, we've been together a year now too.
awesome. Awesome
I
news.
met Robin right before her birthday last year, and bless her heart, Robin has a heart of gold. She really
She
does.
she's been doing some great videos and things for you as well. I've noticed that, so yay.
Yeah, she has such a heart of gold. This morning I said, it's your birthday, and I want to get you something, and she said, we got those kids to think of because we met a family, and they have four little ones, and the family is way cool. And he had just been laid off last month, and we're just going to try to make them have a good Christmas any way we can.
Yeah.
um it's sad when people got it worse than you got it, and we got it bad, but it's sad to see people that have it worse
Totally.
than we do.
We
So
always we a lot of us will complain about our lives, and then if you really look around, you're like shocked at how comfortable you live compared to other people. Yeah.
yeah.
I interrupted. Go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh, she just has a heart of gold. So yeah. Even a few weeks ago, um we were talking, and she was like, we're not going to buy each other Christmas presents this year. Don't buy me nothing. And whatever money we can come up with, we're going to buy those little kids some presents and make them
Beautiful.
have a great day.
Yeah.
So we agreed on that. It probably won't happen. I'll see if I can get her a little something, or but yeah, it's all about the kids.
Well, happy birthday, Robin, and thank you for all your support and all that you do. And then thank you guys for helping that family. Every family deserves food, comfort, shelter. Like they deserve the basics in life. We shouldn't have to struggle. None of us.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be struggling if it wasn't for what's going on. You
Yeah.
know, I was getting some ice cream last night. That's my new thing, is some ice cream and some milk. But I was getting some ice cream, and it used to be a half gallon of ice cream.
Oh,
Now they short you. It's only 1.5 quarts.
yeah.
So everything's getting smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I made a video years ago when I first started coming out, and it's been a long time since I first started coming out. But I was like, you know, um, in World War II, I remember this picture all the time. There was a wheelbarrow full of cash, and in the description it said that wheelbarrow full of cash would not buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And all our shit is getting smaller, and the prices have tripled, if not quite. It's
Right.
just getting crazy.
Right.
Um, we got to put a stop to it,
Yeah.
because pretty soon, that video I made years ago explaining that, organized crime's running things, and it's all about these billionaires. And with that said, I keep getting this comment. Well, Donald Trump's such a good guy, he won't take a salary. He's working without people that think he's such a good guy, he's not taking a salary. One stroke of his pen takes care of all the billionaires on their tax cuts and their tax reliefs. He don't need a salary. If he cuts taxes for the billionaires and the rich, they make a fortune off of us people. So I think it's $350,000 is nothing to him on
Right,
what he can make.
right. Yeah, that's a drop in the bucket, especially when you're already a billionaire and then you've got, really all your expenses and everything for free. It's all handled, right?
And people are
Anything
so
you want.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
Just the money that he has stolen to stay in power, it's crazy. It really is. And every time I see his pictures with Epstein and Diddy and all these other cabal members, it breaks my heart that people won't wake up and do a little research. You
Yeah.
know, murderers won't come out and say, "Hey, I'm a murderer." They'll say, "No, vote me for president."
Yeah. Well, yeah, the pictures are starting to come out. And then again, he was always photoed, with your replacement at these dinners or whatever. They were always together. So the Q movement kind of implied that there was a secret JFK Jr. that was going to be revealed, that he was going to be the VP. And he's got quite a following. People want him to come back, right? But
And
little do they know that who they think was the real John F. Kennedy Jr. wasn't. And that's why this story is so important, right? So here's the book that you wrote,
and
Stolen
these
Identity.
these new people that are just watching, they're like, "Who is this guy to bash Trump and the people in power?" Everybody knows politicians are
Yeah,
crooked.
yeah,
But I'm John Kennedy Jr. My father was a president. My family was taken away from me. You all know what happened to my father. They're not telling you the rest of the story. That's who I am. That's what I've learned. And I'm sharing it. And I hope people are listening because we're going to be kicking some ass and taking names.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically the basic story is here in the book, all right, that and we've been talking now for almost a year. So if you go back to this channel, there's some earlier interviews where we talk more in a chronological way. But I thought what we would do is maybe share your website again and show kind of the new people your website. There is a timeline there that's going to be expanded and some photos. Do you think that's a good idea or we
Oh,
could.
anything sharing the story is a great idea.
Yep,
With that
yep.
said, um, my followers that I've gained in the time I've been sharing are awesome.
Yeah,
They don't give up. They know how important this story is to
yeah,
get it out. And our media, our mainstream media, our social media doesn't want this story out. They do everything to hinder it. There's gals that have been sharing my story on the internet, platforms, and they are taken down. There's one girl, I think she's had to probably get 15 cell phones to keep going. She won't give up.
yeah,
Um, the Lions, um, I got a letter here. I'll read it when we get through this. But I got Lions helping me do documents like this to send. Let's see here. And if you Lions really want to help, don't give up. My book needs to be number one, and it's not even close to being number one. You can
right,
get the book, you
right.
can send it. Here's what I'm sending a legal document to the United States States Department, University of Massachusetts, as a keeper of the Kennedy Library, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Kennedy Center for the Arts, um, Testimony Trust of the Last Will of my father. All these people, if you Lions can think of anything to send to these people, even if it's a book, it would be so much appreciated. They don't want the story out. The cabal don't want the story out. We're getting it out, and
Right,
we're going to start pressuring them
right,
to the truth. I get so many comments from people. You're not the real John Kennedy. Well, you're damn right I am, and you cannot prove me wrong. If you look at any childhood photos, I even get DNA. Well, DNA will prove it. Well, then you tell the lab that we spent thousands of dollars paying for a DNA test legally, and they won't even release it to me. I've taken 5 DNA tests. The big one was testing my father's DNA with my DNA, and I won't even get an email or a phone call, and they took thousands of dollars. And DNA is not cheap to get, people.
right.
So, with that DNA statement, if you want to spend thousands of dollars proving I am who I am, I'll send you my blood. I'll send you my hair, but I know who I am. And there's more proof, total more proof than DNA. But
Right.
they got the DNA racket all sewed up.
Right. Of course they do. So look at what they've done to you. All right. Under our noses. All right. Now, again, back then the media wasn't instantaneous and we didn't have cell phones with cameras and all of that. But look what they've done to you and others in broad daylight. Your father, look what they did. So what makes us guys think that they cannot manipulate a DNA test? Manipulate the data, bribe them, buy them off, whatever it takes. All right.
Yeah,
What makes you think
I've
here?
always said it's all over money and power what they did
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
People need to realize, and I didn't even realize it. But my father, when he was killed, later on, my mother remarried a Greek billionaire. That's with a B, people. Well, I've had Lions doing some research, and my father left a will, and everything went to me and Caroline. Well, I know they took my sister's life at an early age, and they replaced me. And these Lions that have been doing research said your father was worth billions also. I never knew that my father was worth billions of dollars, but he was. And where'd that money go? People like Donald Trump, straight up.
Yeah. Well, over the year, you have taught us basically why anyone would be, their identity would be switched, what the cabal does. Like, why would they do that? Because I didn't understand. Why would they go to such trouble to create a double, to create this story, to put them in someone else's life? Again, it's not part of my world. So you've really educated me.
Well,
And
the mainstream media will say there's no organized crime. They'll just flat out say organized crime doesn't exist. Well, there's over 1 million people in prison in the United States. Well, that's crime, or they wouldn't be in prison. I,
yeah,
it it
yeah,
blows my mind. It
yeah,
really blows my mind
yeah,
on the crime. But organized crime, the mafia, the cabal, the people in power, that's their big moneymaker. What's plastic surgery cost to a billionaire? What's dental work cost to a billionaire? They already got the power to take someone's life. So those three things on one human being will
right,
make them billions of dollars.
right.
It's Hollywood, acting lessons, dental work. It's identity theft at its highest level, and they make freaking billions.
Right, right. So you had told us a story several months ago about they had basically replaced it. I think it was like a rancher or something like that. They replaced a rancher who owned a lot of land, for example, and basically took over his identity, took over the control of the property, and then sold it off for subdivisions,
Oh,
making,
they get the members of the city, the county. They place those members ahead of time. The people that have the power to say, okay, you can divide this land or you can't. You can subdivide. You can make this thousand
yeah.
um, you know, couple thousand-acre ranch into a subdivision now. Um, if there's an Indian burial site, I'm a personal eyewitness to this. If there's an Indian burial site, they'll even use MK Ultra to make the county officials look the other way.
Oh,
It's huge. I was big into ancient artifacts when I was a kid. I found a lot, and I knew a lot of people that would go dig up these sites. Um, so yeah, if there was a big Indian camp, it never existed. We'll just look the other way, and we'll build houses on top of it,
ooh,
all
bad.
for money, all
Yep,
for money.
bad.
Um, you know, and it's free land. All they had to do was steal somebody's identity, and
Right.
it's huge.
You had put out a like a short video maybe a week ago, and it said something about Donald Trump, Hillary, and Bill Clinton. Like you bundled them together, and I don't remember what the quote was, but it kind of raised a red flag with me. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I make so many videos, Sue. I really
Okay.
don't. But
Okay.
all the members. My father was assassinated. That was the takeover of a big organized crime group. You got the Bushes, you got the Reagans, you got the Clintons. Anybody that has been in that position has been tearing us apart, tearing we the people apart ever since. I can't stress it enough. I say it all the time. Your vote doesn't matter. People are brainwashed into thinking their vote
Right.
matters.
Right.
At the end, you have two candidates to vote for, and they are both placed by organized crime to start with. It's a no win for the people, but it's a win win for the cabal.
Right.
Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, it doesn't matter because the wishes of the cabal are being put in place from the people standing in the background controlling us. You
Right.
know, we could fix so many problems so fast, the homeless, the poverty, the immigration. We could fix it all. We could, the flow of drugs and every other thing, we could fix it so fast. And I'm not either way on this right here, but pot's legal in most United States now. But when I was young, I was getting handed bags of weed to smoke because once you smoke a joint, it's like you don't care. You don't really give a shit. You smoke a joint, you go on the job site, you're doing labor work, shoveling, and it helps you get through the day. But it makes you not give a shit about reality around you. You just like, yeah, I got this labor job, so I got to go do what I got to do for my $50 that day. And you smoke a joint and but it's legal now. Um, and
Yeah.
one thing comes to my mind when my son was kidnapped and replaced at a very young age, the Quigley said, because I said, this ain't the same child you left with. This is a different child you brought home. And with that said, I went to the FBI people and nothing was done. Um, but they brought back a different child. And Dorothy Quigley said to my older brother, Max Quigley, take him for a car ride and get him high, smoke a joint with him.
Wow.
So I was in the car with my brother and I'm going, this is just freaking crazy. My wife brought back a child and it's not the child she left with. And he hands me a joint and said, don't worry about it. Smoke this. It's crazy what they will do to make you say, I don't care. There's nothing I can do anyway.
Wow.
That's the cabal at the highest level. Just like that video your friend made, wonderful video too, by the way. Thank you all so much for putting that out there. Um, I thought it was harsh, but me being MK Ultra and abused, it wasn't harsh at all. It was the truth. It was so true. This video on what these people will do to children and me, and I was just brainwashed when I first saw it, and that's pretty harsh. But
You
no,
know what the
it's
sad
not.
news
It's
is? It's going to get harsher when you remember more details. Like you're not like in the book, you tell us what's happened, right? But you're not probably giving us every single detail and all the pain you went through, all
my
the
life story on things
yeah,
I haven't said. It would be that bad.
yeah.
There's things I had a friend over here yesterday morning because we were going to get some kitchen cabinets, try to fix my kitchen so I'll have a kitchen. But I was telling him a story I don't think was in my book, but there's so many stories, so many stories. Um, I met a wonderful lady. She's researched MK Ultra for years. Bless her heart. Um, it's so huge of some of the things I haven't said.
Yeah.
She asked me about what was it, Jonestown, I believe. And I was like, I don't want to answer that because I don't know if I'd be incriminating myself or not. Um, but I was put under MK Ultra when I was there, and I'm going to tell it anyway with
I
you right now, Sue.
okay.
Um, I was under MK Ultra, and I was ordered to go kill a woman on an airplane. I was ordered to. And when you're under MK Ultra and you're in the special forces, like I was in, you do what you're told. So I walked in the airplane and I said, "Look, lady, this is going to hurt." And I shot her in the leg. I did. And I think I even shot next to her. And I was like, "Play dead." And I walked out of the airplane and they were like, "You did it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did it. Let's go." But then somebody else walked in the airplane and I heard some more shots. She did survive, though. She did survive. But I was trying to save her life. I did what I did. Yes, I shot her. But actually, Wayne took me to the hospital when she was in the hospital after that. I'm glad she survived it. I really am. But
So he
shit was,
he knew she survived then, Wayne
yeah,
did. All
yeah.
right, go ahead. Go
And
ahead.
I don't know why he took me there to see her. He was saddened by what had happened, but I was happy she was alive. But I was still saddened that my little sneakiness didn't work. Um,
Is
they
this
wanted her. They wanted her dead.
is this a person we would know? The
Oh
person
yeah. If you researched it, you would find out the story I just told you. It was public that she survived,
oh,
but I was there. And there's a lot of things I haven't said in my book. Um, I mean, what are they going to do for to me for saying I shot her in the leg? Not a damn thing.
yeah.
I was actually taking orders from people in our government, and I was kind of disobeying those orders a little bit on purpose.
Wow. Wow. That's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing stuff. Yeah. So you were talking about Jonestown, and you've told that story before. Do you want to like revisit the story because it's super interesting and we all have been told a story through the government, right? Through the
Yeah,
newspaper.
well, oh, that was Jim Jones, right? Reverend Jim
Yeah. Yeah.
Jones. Yeah. Um,
Where
the
they all
Quigley's
drank the Kool Aid.
he was a preacher man in San Francisco. San Francisco is heavy cabal. It's old school, old town. But the Quigleys took me there to see him preach as a child. And I remember sitting in his sermon while he was preaching, and I remember the Quigley saying, "Well, this really ain't for us." But I'm sure Wayne had them take me there. Well, he didn't pay up. All these people, even Charles Manson and all these other people, are part of the cabal, but they have to pay up. It's just like an organization, a gang where you pay up and you keep getting bigger and doing things and making money. Well, he didn't pay up. So he thought, well, we'll just leave. We'll start our own little clique somewhere else. Well, he started his own little clique somewhere else, but they still expected him to pay up. That's
Hmm.
why the senator went there, flew there from California. I believe it was a senator, and was killed. He went to get him to pay up because it's all a crime organization. So he flies there, says, "Pay up." They shot him dead. "We don't want you here." Well, that was a mistake because you don't go against the cabal like that and kill one of their members. So orders came down, kill them all, every single one of them. We want them all dead now. They took one of us, we're taking all of them. So when I was under MK Ultra, I was taken to a military base. No one was at that military base. It was probably Guantanamo, Cuba. But I was in this base. They had me jumping rope. There was no one there. I was made to make the beds in the barracks. It was just a whole bunch of cots. I was, told to take all the blanketing off and put new blanketing on and this kind of thing. And next thing I know, I'm showing up in Jonestown. So they knew they had me placed, waiting for it all to come down. When it came down, they flew me there, and I put a lot of bodies in tin cans, like we call them tin cans. It's not good, but there was U.S. military there. They were putting members in these tin cans because they're just cheap coffins. You put the Vicks in your nose so you can't smell the death all around you. And that was that. But basically, it was because they did not pay up to the hire.
So when you say pay up, he takes in massive donations, right?
Right.
And of course, he gets supported, promoted. He becomes famous that way. He becomes like he builds himself a name. So then he's getting more and more donations.
Just
So
like
big,
any of these modern preachers that are big,
yeah,
they are allowed to get big by the cabal.
right,
They are allowed to use the media. They are allowed to get big because they are paying up. They're getting so many donations, they have to pay the price to the cabal.
right.
Just like a prostitution ring or any other thing. You put the prostitutes out, they have to pay you for protection.
Okay.
It's the same thing, but at a higher level.
Okay. So when they killed these people at Jonestown, were they shot or were they poisoned?
They were poisoned.
Okay. So when we hear that Jim Jones made them drink the Kool Aid, it was really the government or whoever,
Right.
or the cabal was saying,
And at the very end, um, Jim Jones would not drink the Kool Aid. He would not commit suicide. They had to shoot him. That's why he was found with a bullet wound. He didn't have the balls to go out with the rest of them.
yeah.
Um, that would have never happened if he would have paid up.
Yeah. And see, now he's got such a negative reputation. Although, I can't imagine he was a good person to start with. But interesting how these points in history are not what we've been told. We've been influenced by, the media. We've been taught what the story is, which is always incorrect. Just about always incorrect. There's
And I
always,
don't know why I was taught so much, um, and shown so much and taken around to all these events. Even Waco was the same way as I just described. He would not pay up. So they set him up. Um, I don't know why they did what they did, building me up. I always thought they were building me up to be the heads. They didn't do that in the long run. So I bet you they're not expecting me to come out for the good and sharing all their evil secrets. And with that said, I'm asking all you people that hear my story to share it with me.
right.
Um, it's MK Ultra is so huge, people. It is. You can get a human being at the extreme and get them to do anything you want in your power. It's total mind control, and it's on a level all around the world and this country because they want us to be puppets for them. They want our money. They want, we're working and making money. They want their cut.
Right.
They want their cut. These people at the top want their cut, and they'll do bad things to children. We need to expose what they're doing to these children,
Yeah.
what they did to my sister. This wonderful lady had just put an article out, Justice for Jackie. My mother deserves Jackie. Deserves justice. I lost my mother to the cabal. She had no idea what she was getting into when my father became president. She had no idea how powerful these people in the background are, but they are.
Yeah.
So help me expose them. Help me get justice for Jackie and my sister. And the old story goes, don't change things for me. Don't change things because of me. And let's make this world news,
Right.
really.
Yeah. It is such a sad story. Like, I'm trying not to cry right now, but your parents and your family were well loved. They were powerful. They had a beautiful image, and I think your father was really trying to do all of the right things to help the people, which is why he was stopped, of course. There were multiple reasons,
Yeah,
but
he wanted to do good. He was controlled though. Let's
yeah,
get that straight right now. He was controlled by the cabal, the people in the shadows. And it was all photo ops to build my family up, my father up to be the
right.
greatest president in the world. It was.
Yeah,
Even me doing the salute. Is I talk to people all the time. They said, "Oh, I was talking to the guy at the post office. I said, I'm the real John Kennedy Jr." He said, "You're the kid that did the salute." That was a photo op, people. I was trained to do that salute. And when you see somebody going like this after attempt on their life, I'm telling you, that's a photo op 100%. That would have never happened.
Right,
It was a photo op to build that man up to take more of your money.
right, right. Well, so many ways we can go with this. So we've talked about really the concept of stolen identities. They take someone, they may change their appearance, they coach them on how to act and what to say. They put them into someone's life, and then that person is in the position to take all of their, power, their position, their estate, their money, whatever it might be. And there's various reasons in how they do it, but it's actually way more prevalent than we would have ever have thought. Like, as you and I have been talking, we're seeing more and more of celebrity families, political families. It's really very prevalent. And like again, the average person, we're not exposed to that. We don't know that lifestyle. So it's quite shocking to learn about this, right?
I had met so many people, like I said, I thought they were building me up to be the head of the cabal. There was so many people I met that Wayne took me to meet over and over and over again. And I thought, how does he know so many people? How does he know all these people? And then you think, Oprah, um, Jay Leno, David Letterman, all these people, they have what, three people on their show every single night of the week, three of them, all celebrities, all year long. They have a little black book of celebrities that's this fat. They could get a story out overnight. Wayne told me one time, if he wanted my story out, he could get it out overnight.
Yeah.
But that's how they do it. They get these people and their little black books and who they know over and over and over again. I mean, how hard would it be, Sue, if we said, let's get Barack Obama on our talk show right now? It would be impossible. It really would. Well, not impossible, but the chances would be slim to none that we could get Barack Obama to pop in here. Well, these people I just, mentioned, he would be on here
Right, of course.
because it's their tight little knit community. They all got their connections and they know they have to help each other.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah. And
um,
especially we've noticed like these Hollywood stars, like they're superstars, but they came out of nowhere. All of a sudden they're in all the A-list movies, right? And they've got movie after movie after movie after movie. And of course then they're the everyone knows their name and all of that, but they were like nothing prior to working with the top people. And
excuse me, Sue. Hey, Robin, is there an alarm going off? I thought I heard a smoke alarm. Oh, anyway.
yeah.
So if you don't mind, can I? It
Yeah,
was
please
back there.
do.
Can I read this?
Please do.
This is from a lion, and she's trying to help. And I'm asking everybody that has a heart that wants to help make this country and a true patriot to help do things just like this. It says from David Quigley, that's the name the government gave me, and it says my address, but it's being sent to the United States Department of State, the University of Massachusetts, of the Kennedy Library, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Kennedy Center for the Arts, and the Testimony Trust of the Last Will of John F. Kennedy is being sent to these people. And in the letter, it says, I greet you cordially from Arizona. You may have heard that one or more people are claiming on the internet to be the surviving son of John F. Kennedy with the dates. I cannot speak for the others, but I am the genuine one. I am signing this letter with my legal name, David Keith Quigley, but was born as John Fitzgerald Kennedy on November 25th, 1960, and baptized December 8th, 1960. My mother is Jacqueline Kennedy. Um, I was placed in the witness protection program. My mother remarried, and on and on. Everybody kind of knows the story, but it has my phone number. Um, Thank you, my email address. This is being sent out to these people, and I'm going to send it out to more. But if you have ideas like this that will help me, I did not do this. This was done for me, and it is so appreciated. It really is. But we're going to make some noise, people. And if you want to change things, that's what we're going to have to do, straight
Right.
up. And asking, um, I've never asked for help my whole life, but I'm asking, I'm begging, I really am, that we expose what's really going on in government, in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, in the sporting field of, all the people in the spotlights on what is being done. It's huge. It really is. And it needs to stop immediately.
Right.
It's all about the children, and there's so much going on that aren't helping the children, and the homeless and all these others that I mentioned earlier that we could fix overnight, and it's not being done. It's not.
Well, so for those that don't know the story, you were just a child when all of this happened to you. You were taken, you were flown around the country, the world, meeting celebrities, doing the thing. And so you were used to the care of Secret Service, of nannies, of other people beside your parents. You didn't grow up in a small middle class family like us guys, right? So you were used to being shuffled around, and that continued after your father's
Yeah,
assassination.
all the
But
time I
really,
was being told what to do by others, where to go, and
yeah,
I was drug around the world basically.
yeah,
A lot of my memories, Muhammad Ali, and famous artists. Um, so many people I was meeting. I was meeting kings and queens around the world, emperors and presidents in other countries. I was meeting them,
yeah,
and it all came to a halt.
yeah. And then, so when you went to the Quigley's household, again, you were just a child. You didn't really know what was happening, not no clear consciousness. You're being shuffled around to a different lifestyle, but still being controlled. So
Oh,
your
and
whole life,
they were totally messing with my mind as a child.
yeah,
When you're a child, that's your learning ages. The movie I did with Doris Day, as a young child actor, the mind trip that they put me in, they actually had me living with Doris Day, and Brian Keith was his name, I believe. It was Doris Day and Brian Keith. In the movie, they were husband and wife. Well, as a child, I was told this is your new mother and father. And during the film, I was believing they were actually my real mother and father. So it was a big mind trip there. Um, that's the way they work. I I saw a thing on Adam 12 the other day. I was in the show One Adam 12, and my head stuck in a bar. I remembered that one very clearly. I was like, my mom's gonna get mad at me. They put grease all over my head, and I was like, my mom's gonna get mad. But I clearly remember that one being on the show One Adam 12. Well, I was watching that show the other day, and at the start of the show, Adam 12's in their cop car, and there's a plane going blah, 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 spitter and sputtering. And Adam 12's like, that plane's going to crash. They want to block away, and they pull into a field and find the plane crashed. This drunk gets out. There's gasoline dripping all over me inside. Um, Not that it was gasoline at the time, but he gets out, and he's going to light a cigarette. And then Adam 12 says, oh, you got to get out of here. And they took him up, set him by the cop car. And then one of the guys on Adam 12 said, hey, there's a kid in the airplane. And I looked, and I was like, I was slunched over like this. And I was like, that looks like me. But obviously the kid was under MK Ultra or drug, because in the show, I was like this. And then when the guy for the show grabbed me and took me out of the airplane, you can see I was limp. I wasn't acting. I was under. And then I watched my arm hit the ground and it kind of flopped, like it just kind of like flopped on the ground. And then they put the oxygen mask over my face. And there's something with me in plane crashes anyway. But I was like, that was me. Maybe it wasn't me, but I was like, that kid is definitely drugged just for that part in the show. You know, that kid was not awake, not know what was going on. And I seen that and I was like, that was me. That was one of the many times they drugged me.
Wow.
But there's so much Hollywood does like that that they get away with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're seeing it come out in society now. Okay. Some of the things, that we're talking about have started to come out, thankfully. And, so we're seeing what the Hollywood in the entertainment industry, and politicians and pretty much anyone with wealth does to children and to other people. And often that's like their rite of passage. Like if you participate in this, then you'll become famous and wealthy, right? And that's what they often do. And we're seeing that come out now. All
Oh
right.
yeah, and if you don't go with the program, they'll just get somebody else to take care of business.
Or you're not still with us here on earth, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing that come out. So your story, although it is a shocking story, those that are watching what's happening out in society now should say, oh, whoa, this has happened a lot longer than we knew about. And it's much deeper. And there's much more planning and reason that goes into it than we probably knew about. Right?
Yeah, I wish
Wow.
so many people would wake up and
Yeah.
just listen.
So,
Robin's family, they're like, he's not the real John Kennedy Jr. He's just making this bullshit up. I wish they would take a few minutes and wake up and realize I'm telling the truth. Uh, I have not a whole lot to gain by coming out.
right.
Um, this one lady, um, she's been a lawyer. She's given me advice. She said, you really need to make a will. And I said, well, look, if I got a lot of money coming in the future, they're going to kill me more than likely because they're all about money, or try to,
Right.
um, at least try to. But if I do die and somebody is left, let's say I leave the money to Robin and you and a couple of lions, are they going to come after you? And, let's say I gave $1 billion to each one of you. They're not going to let that $1 billion sit in your hands. No way. So if I did make a will, I would have to figure out some smart way that people could benefit in this world out of that money.
Right.
The homeless or the children or something, where organized crime couldn't get in it and take it away from the people that really need it.
Right. Well, kind of a moot point at this point, but it will be a time to talk about that soon. Yay. So let's talk about ways people can help you now. Those are watching. And in the comments, Robin has put a couple of addresses of where we could write to. So we've got the John F. Kennedy Library and Museum address there and a U.S. Marshal address there. So Robin has put that in our comments,
Well,
like
thank you, Robin.
and talking. So here's what you could do. All right. If you haven't already, read the book, Stolen Identity, available through Amazon or Barnes and Noble. And before you shit talk me and say I'm trying to hawk books, John makes very little money from selling the book. What I want you to read is the story because we're only doing dribs and drabs anymore on the videos. This is the story. This is the core story you need to know. Okay. If you have enough money, buy extra books, share them with people that will read them. Ask your library to purchase the book, give them to various bookstores, or ask them to stock it, et cetera, et cetera. So get the book out there. And if you could write a review for the book on Amazon to tell them, your opinion, that kind of pumps the book up in their algorithm, however they do it there. So that's a really good first step. The book is $20. Okay. So it's not a lot of money and most of you can get the book somehow. And then share the book. All right, then the other thing you can do, you can write the letters that we're suggesting, and even if you can come up with more locations and share them around, that would be helpful. But a free thing you can do is share the videos. All right, so we're doing roughly a video a week. There's some other videos on the website. There are videos that tell this story. People need to know about this story. This is a crucial story to the entire planet. It's just not about, you, John. I'm sorry to say it that way, but this is a story that affects every person on this planet right now. All right. Look what's been done to our people under our noses. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
People need to wake up to that. They need to know. How will they know if we don't share with them?
I've been meeting a lot of people older than me. And one of them even said the other day, this ain't about you, John. This ain't, and I was like, what? And she was like, this ain't about you. This is about saving our country.
Not just the country, the world. Okay.
Yeah.
Our whole society is based on a foundation of lies. It's been perpetuated. We've been taught lies over and over throughout our educational system, throughout the news, the media, the stories that we share, and the people we think we know that are celebrities that are so great. Okay. We think they're X when they've been doing horrendous things to each other, to children. It's got to stop. But how can it stop if we don't know about it? Right?
Yeah.
You
People got
can't
to
fight
know
it.
to do something.
You can't find an
100%.
enemy really you don't know about. So we have to get the story out there in some way. So yeah, there is a lots of censorship. So today we went live. No one was notified about the live. I couldn't even get in on my own freaking channel to watch this video. Okay. Then they don't let me comment or whatever, or participate in the comments. So censorship, they take the videos down, they block people, you can't comment. Why would they be doing that unless we were close over to the target?
That's right.
Right.
We're right on the money.
Yeah. So, and the good news is the story is starting to pick up. All right. So you've been talking with Dr. Kia Pruitt, who has a nice following. Now she's been
She's awesome. She really is.
You got the acknowledgement of Benjamin Fulford a couple weeks ago. All right. And he didn't put websites or whatever, but he's got a big following. So the story is getting picked up out there slowly. So all of the effort of the guys that are watching this video now can only help, right? Yeah.
And with that said, there's so many people stealing identity,
Yeah.
even me. On TikTok, there's several fake accounts. On Facebook, there's fake accounts. I even think on YouTube, there's fake accounts. If anybody's asking you for money,
Yeah.
I don't ask for nothing. If they're asking you, hey, donate, don't. Please don't get suckered. My website is the only one that's selling the pendants. And if you want to feel good about yourself and feel good,
Yeah.
the country and getting my story out, this really helps. Check it out. Um,
Yep. Here's the website here. So, oh, sorry. That's a video. That's what we're doing now. Never mind.
yeah,
I just clicked a button and I saw your name on it. That's funny, huh? But
that's good.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to show your website because um it's interesting and it's a beautiful website. So if anyone needs one, I have a great contact for you. Okay. And
Yeah, she's awesome.
Kimberly did this, yeah. And it's sourceofloveofficial.com is her website. But here is the homepage of your website. This is the official and the only website available, okay, that is authorized, we'll say, by John Kennedy Jr., right? And let's go over to the shop page. Now, we're not selling the book on the website, that's through Amazon, but we do have these pendants that have basically your face on it and the name of your book, Unveiling the Real John Kennedy Jr. on it. and they come in 5 colors. So they've got 2 sizes, small and large. And then we've got rainbow, black, gold, rose gold, and silver. And they come with a beautiful chain. So they are priced at 111. Shipping is included. All right, you can't beat that. And basically, $10 for shipping. I'm sorry. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
it
Shipping
comes
is
to
actually,
121.
I'm sorry, that was my mistake. But I guess what I wanted to say is not only is it a beautiful piece that you can wear, it's a dog tag style, it has been charged with healing and protective frequencies by King Smarty. So these pendants have a radius of 1,000 feet, and they will protect you from EMFs and other radiation, other things, and heal your body. All right. For some people, it's slow, and for some people, it's faster. So throughout the last year, we've watched you wear your pendant, and you have gone from really not looking and feeling as good as you do now to now. And I personally think you look great now.
Oh, well, thank you. I feel
Yeah,
good. I really do. And it's not just the pendant. Um, it's other things, products that I have.
yeah,
Robin gets products and puts them on my water bottle
yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
It, it I'm feeling good. I really
yeah,
am.
yeah. So basically, King Smarty sent you a bunch of products, the water bottle and the other things that we've talked about through the last year. But the pendants are really something you can wear. Okay, so it's passive. You're wearing it 24/7, and that the healing frequencies go into your body all that time. So it you might notice it immediately, you might not notice anything. Doesn't matter, but that's helping you. So
Yeah.
it's got a dual purpose.
It helps so much.
Yeah, yeah. So this website I want to show just real quick. We'll do the website again another time. This is the main page of it, what it looks like. It talks about the book a little bit, and lots of great pictures in this. A quick timeline, and there is a more detailed timeline that shows events throughout your life with photos and more about you and all of that. It's beautifully done. So there you
Yeah.
go.
She really did a
Yeah,
wonderful job. Out of the kindness of her heart to help me.
right,
Um,
right.
and it's so much appreciated. It really is. And with people like you and her and others, we're gonna get my story out,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get justice for a lot of people.
Excuse me. I knew that cough was coming. That is the name of the game, is getting the story out there. Excuse me. Sorry. I guess they don't want me to talk. All right. Sorry about that. I get attacked like that when I'm not supposed to say anything, and it's not the good guys we're talking about. So
Hmm.
they don't want the story out there. That's why there's censorship, and we're all seeing that. So, I don't really want to sound like an infomercial, but doing these small things will help get the story out there. And of course, they'll help John financially. Like he does take donations, which is also on the website. It'll be in the description here if you feel compelled to help. And as John shared at the beginning of the video, he wants to help a family with the upcoming Christmas season. I think they have 4 kids, you said.
Yeah, wonderful family just are hit with some bad luck.
Yeah. Well, just buying food alone and clothes for 4 kids is almost crazy anymore, right?
Oh, anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So anything you are willing to do there is appreciated. You can donate it to John, who will trickle it out to this family as well.
And that would be so helpful. I've been there. I've lived a life of poverty
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
I've never had, money to buy things. And when I see a
yeah,
family in need like that, it touches my heart. It
yeah.
really does.
And for a child, really, a small gift goes so far. They're so usually appreciative of everything. you know? And
Yeah.
even if they don't
Well,
have clothes are good. So,
yeah. What I did was I was at Home Depot because I've been remodeling the house and I seen four of those big orange buckets that they got there. I bought four of those buckets and we put them under the tree. And when we go to the dollar store, they have the little balls or the little coloring books and stuff, and we're filling those buckets up slowly but surely, um,
mm,
to play Santa Claus for the kids on
they're gonna
Christmas.
love it. Right, right. It doesn't even matter what it is sometimes. It's the fact that it's new, exciting, and you thought of them. So that's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it would be great to see some kids all smiling on Christmas
yeah,
Day.
yeah. So what we'll be talking again, we'll be going through more of the life story, more of the experiences that John had, and anything you could do to share the story is appreciated. Any support you can give John in any way that we talked about, and like even if it's writing a review for the book, okay? Little baby steps, if we all do them, just further what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I'm always talking negative about the government and things like this,
Yeah,
but there's one thing I get a lot of heat from saying, "How could you be in Vietnam?" I don't even know how I could be in Vietnam, because I was very young. One of my videos, I was a little kid and I was under a bush. I believe that story's in my book, and there's explosions going all around me. But later on in my life, when I was older, um, they say, "How could you be in Vietnam in 1975?" We weren't in Vietnam in 1975 because I believe it was 71 that we left
yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah.
Well, if you see those black flags that say "Remember," um, our veterans,
The MIA,
uh,
the
yeah,
missing in
missing in
action.
action are POWs.
Yeah,
One thing, and I'll tell you right now, I was in Vietnam because, I'm always bashing our government for what they have done. But one good thing they did was, even as a child, they sent me in to do reconnaissance on a prison camp. I was actually captured, and it wasn't very fun for me, but I'm proud of them for at least trying to go in there and rescue the POWs, the Americans that were stuck there. So, you people that give me these hate that, you're full of crap because you weren't in Vietnam. I was there and I don't really care
yeah,
what your opinion is. I really
yeah,
don't. But I know we did the right thing and I tried to do the right thing. It wasn't announced by our government that we were going in to POW camps to try to rescue them. They don't advertise that. But that's one thing I'm very proud of.
right, right. Yeah, I have gotten a few comments about that. And those stories, I believe, are in your book where you've talked about that. And we've talked about it in the videos as well. But yeah, unfortunate that people don't believe everything. And I will be honest, you might have gotten dates mixed up or this or
Oh
that.
yeah, under NK Ultra and all the
Yeah,
torture where they
yeah,
didn't want me to remember, and I'm still pulling those memories out to this day.
yeah,
Like I say, MK Ultra is a huge government tool to control people. That's exactly what it is.
right.
So yeah, I get dates mixed up and things mixed up all the time. I mean, you got to remember, I'm 64 and I'm going back a lot of years to remember this stuff.
Yeah.
And some of it is just dreams that I've had that are just dreams. And some of it I don't want to remember because the torture was so extreme.
Yeah, it's hard for us to imagine that because we personally haven't gone through it, So we can put ourselves in your shoes, but we don't 100% understand. But I think in the future, one of the reasons you're being, stymied, they don't want the story out, is because you're going to name names, dates, incidents, and a lot of those guys might not even be here anymore. They might be
Yeah.
long gone. But you've got a lot of facts that have been buried that are going to be coming out, and they don't want that out there.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So. Well, I feel like we should wrap up for today, but we will be back with more stories, more whatever people want to know about, and we'll just talk every week. So,
Yeah, a long time ago, Jesse Hall wanted me to do a video with him, and I need to get a hold of him and set something up. Dr. Kia Pruitt, wonderful, wonderful lady, asked me the other day. She said, "Hey, if you want to do another video with me, let's do it." So look for more videos to be coming out. I'm winding this house up. I still got quite a bit of work to do, but I'm winding it up. I'm starting to plant flowers in the yard.
awesome.
So
Well, overall, you look amazing. And it's like, it feels to me like things are going to get better and better for you as time goes on. It's very exciting to see.
sounds like my neighbors are lighting firecrackers out there.
Okay.
Things are getting good. Things are picking
Yeah.
up.
Well, thank you so much, so much, so much for your time, trouble, and all that you've done. And thank you, video watcher, for all that you can and will be doing to help us get this word out.
Yeah. Thank you all so very much. All of you, you lions. Don't give up. Keep roaring. Keep sharing. People watching this video for the first time, hit that share button, please.
Right?
I'm really begging you. One little share is all it takes. Let's get the truth out to the world.
Thank you again.